We're already in the second week of July 2019, so I'm a little bit behind on doing this monthly update video in which I'll talk about what we've got coming up this month and what went on in the last month, which was quite busy. I always like to begin by highlighting three big things, so here they are. Big thing number one, I've got a recording of my presentation to the Aristotle and the Aristotelian Tradition Conference on thumos, which many of you may find quite interesting, given that it's the part of us that gets angry. The second thing, big thing number two, coming up this month, a little bit later, we're going to have another video premiere of a video this time about the Epicurean tradition and how to carry out self-directed study on that school of philosophy. And then finally, this month, the big thing number three, I'm going to bring out the email class that I've been promising for a while in the Study with Sadler Teachable Academy. So those are the three big things. June was quite a busy month, as I think some of you know already from my postings in social media. I attended the Aristotle and Aristotelian Tradition Conference and presented a paper there, and of course, got to meet and greet other people and give comments on their papers as well. I did a video premiere on the Stoicism, self-directed study. That's a new series that I've been doing. I managed to get to my Hagel Q&As, and I did my monthly AMA as well, which you can find linked to below. I didn't, unfortunately, make it to the Worlds of Speculative Fiction presentation that I was going to do. That's been delayed, so we'll do Piers Anthony later on down the line. We had some medical issues, and the biggest reason why I didn't get all that much accomplished was because I was getting things accomplished in another important field of my life. My kids were visiting for summer visitation, and since I don't get to spend an awful lot of time with them already because they live 2 states away, I try to maximize the amount of time. So I, put off any new obligations that I was going to possibly incur. I told people that I'd talk with them about new tutorials or talks or consulting later on in July, and I'm starting to get to those now. My daughter did a series of tours of University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee programs here, so that was a lot of fun for both her and I, and we did a lot of local events and festivals. We went to the swing park where they have these adult swings, and you can do some sort of urban hiking as well. And we went to the museum several times, got to go swimming, got to go down by the lake. Some of you have seen the pictures of that. But most of what we did was just living together as a family and enjoying our time together. We did some cooking, we watched some shows and movies, we played some games. We got to go to Comic-Con here, the Wisconsin Comic-Con, Summerfest, Pride, a whole bunch of different cool things. At the same time, I have not had a break from teaching. I jumped immediately from spring into summer teaching, and June saw me working on 2 different classes. My existentialist philosophy and literature class with Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, which finished up just a few weeks ago. I also started the Milwaukee Area Technical College ethics class, which is a 7-week class going on as well, doing editing, of course, for Stoicism Today and some arrangement of the upcoming events in the fall. I got a little bit of writing done, not too much. And for my long-standing clients, I also did get to do some tutorial work and philosophical counseling and consulting. I churned out a lot of video production, not all of which has been released at this time, because I use these videos in my online classes. So for core concept videos, I released the Marcel videos. I think I also released some Sartre videos, or it might have been Rilke in the month of June as well. And then for my ethics class, I shot material on Ruth Benedict, Mary Midgley, some stuff on David Hume, for the early parts of that, and I've released all of that video material as well. And then there, of course, was the Sadler's advice about self-directed study, the Stoic philosophy, the entire school. We released that video as well. And I also released a bit of podcast material, not as much as I would have liked. But it was a great month because I got to spend time with my kids in summer. A lot of fun, activities and some good downtime and a lot of good conversations that we had. In July, now that my kids are actually back home, I'm buckling down and getting to a lot of work that I've been waiting to get to. I also have some events coming up this month that you might be interested in. If you're here in the Milwaukee area, on Thursday the 11th at 7 p.m. at the Brookfield Public Library, we're going to resume the Worlds of Speculative Fiction series with Gordon Dixon's Child or Doorside, depending on how you want to look at it, novels. We're going to have some great discussions about that. On the 12th, which is a Saturday at 12 p.m., I'll be having my online AMA session. I should mention all times for online events are Central Time, so you want to check your time zone. On the 16th at 5 p.m., we're going to have our public Hagel Q&A and discussion. That's another online session. Everybody's welcome to join in. You don't have to be a supporter of the Half-Hour Hagel Project. You can just jump right in, something that is underwritten by my Patreon supporters. On the 20th, we have two events coming up. At 12 p.m., we'll have the video premiere for the Epicurean School Self-Directed Study in Philosophy video. So if you want to get in on that and ask me questions or comments and get my responses in real time, that is something you want to put on your calendar. At 2 p.m., we'll be having the Patreon exclusive Hagel Q&A and discussion session, which is for supporters of the Half-Hour Hagel Project. Then on Thursday, the 25th, 6 p.m., at the Shorewood Public Library, we have the Milwaukee Stoic Fellowship, where we will be discussing some Marcus Aurelius and talking about some of the Stoic practices that we have been trying to implement over the last month. And finally, on the 27th at 3 p.m., another online event, my philosophy chat session for Patreon supporters at a certain level. So if you want to get in on that, you want to check out the Patreon site. I'm now doing a lot of catch-up and a lot of correspondence, catching up with friends, colleagues, also clients. I've had a lot of people, writing me over the summer saying they wanted to start philosophical counseling, start tutorial sessions. So I'm slowly phasing those in as well and meeting with people who I haven't been seeing over the last, couple months or so because I've been so busy. I am finishing up the ethics class with MATC, Milwaukee Area Technical College. And just yesterday, I started my business ethics online 6-week class with Marquette. I'm shooting a lot of content for that, not all of which is going to be made publicly available, but may show up in my Teachable Academy down the line. I'm working through what I like about it and what I don't like. I'm also in the process of doing a lot of course building for fall. I'm teaching a class in the Second Chance Pell program, which is for prisoners. So I have to have the entire class ready to run as an online class before classes begin. So I'm building that out this month. And I'm also starting to build out my other fall classes, my Intro to Humanities class for Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. If I get my class shells, my foundations classes for Marquette. I'm building a business ethics class for Carthage College and also working on another class for Myatt. So it's going to be a very, very busy fall, and I want to have as much prep work done as possible. Video work, I'm going to be shooting a lot of core concept stuff, but I also have some stuff in reserve that I'm unrolling because I got a little bit ahead of the schedule of the production schedule is quicker than the release schedule. So you can look forward to seeing some more A.J. Ayer videos. I've got some videos on Camus' Myth of Sisyphus. I've got some videos on Simone de Beauvoir's The Second Sex, and a few other things that I need to shoot here and there for my classes that are coming up in the fall. I'm hoping to resume shooting Hagel videos. It was just impossible to do while my kids were here. It takes a lot of presence of mind to shoot those videos, but now I can get back into it. I'm going to shoot some more personal videos since people have been asking for them. And I've got some book reviews that are long overdue given my schedule. And I'd like to get them out, so I'm going to be doing that. And as I mentioned, I'm shooting a lot of footage for the business ethics class. So that is going to keep me pretty busy. If you can show up at the online events, or if you're here in the area at the in-person events, I'll be happy to engage with you. Hope all of you have a great month, and I'll see you next time, or maybe see you in the AMA session coming up this weekend.